जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Sata Shri Srimat His Divine Grace Shilabai Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hare Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We continue reading from Transcendental Diary by His Grace Hari Sauri Prabhu. And we are in New Vrindavan, West Virginia, 25th June 1976. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurul Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitham Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Satadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschata Dishatharini Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Transcendental Diary, Volume 3, Chapter 1, New Vrindavan, West Virginia, June 25th, 1976. No morning walk today. It seems that mornings are the worst for His Divine Grace's health. Nevertheless, he attended the program in the temple and gave class. At 11:30, Gajendra Prabhu came and massaged Prabhupada's hands and feet. Srila Prabhupada decided it would be the last time. He smilingly told him that the treatment was more painful than the disease. So these were signs of Prabhupada's health decreasing and going down. The advanced copies of the July edition of Back to Godhead magazine have just arrived. The BBT has printed a record 1 million copies, and the articles are all excellent. The cover highlights the American bicentennial celebration and shows a devotee chanting in front of a large circular festoon colored red, white and blue, and bearing in its center an American flag with 1776 written in red underneath. Srila Prabhupada especially liked the editorial caption, "Declaring our dependence on God." Prabhupada is very pleased with the whole magazine. The layout of the main article shows finely detailed illustrations of 2 coins blown up to about 6 inches diameter, on which the words "In God we trust" can clearly be seen. The following pages show some beautiful shots of His Divine Grace taken in his room in Mayapur. The article, in interview format, focuses mainly on good government and the need for a Varnashrama society. The interview was taken during the March festival in Mayapur between Srila Prabhupada, Ravindra Swarup and Jagannath Sutta, the chief editor of BBT. Ravindra Swarup had prepared for the interview by researching the American Constitution and the Declaration of Independence at the U.S. Information Services Library in Calcutta. His intelligent questions regarding the current American political system had prepared the ground for some excellent responses from Srila Prabhupada. At about 5:30 in the afternoon, Srila Prabhupada asked Pushna Krishna Maharaj to read it out to him. Prabhupada had criticized the United Nations and the nationalistic mentality, suggesting a new philosophy for the whole world. Quote, "There should be one nation under God." Unquote. Pushna Krishna read out, quote, "and one world government under God as well." Everything belongs to God and we are all His sons. That philosophy is wanted." Unquote. Ravindra Swarup had suggested that Americans might be wary of a central government because of the danger of tyranny. As well as this, he feared the division of labor would create envy between classes. Prabhupada's reply was that by implementation of Varnashrama, the divisions of society into proper social and spiritual sectors, a person could be properly trained who would not be a tyrant, and thus a suitable government be set up. He said the point was to establish a common cause. If everyone saw themselves as servants of God, there would be no envy or exploitation. Pushna Krishna read, quote, "But if you do not know the common cause, then there will always be fighting." Just like in our Krishna consciousness society, you come to consult me about every activity because I can give the common cause. Otherwise, there will be fighting. So we can work out what the common cause is in Srila Prabhupada's movement as we go along. And that will reduce the fighting, whatever they may be. The government should be very expert to know the aim of life, the common cause. So here Prabhupada is saying the common cause is the aim of life. And they should train the people to work for the common cause. Then they will be happy and peaceful. Again, it's like the basic philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and how to become servants of Krishna. And that is the common cause. And then Prabhupada is saying people should be trained to work for the common cause. Again, training is very important. Training and education. Then Prabhupada says, then they will be happy and peaceful. Otherwise, there's practically no question of becoming happy and peaceful in this world until we work for the common cause, which is Krishna consciousness. Modern democracy was a stumbling block to the cause of unity. Prabhupada had indicated, of course, Srila Prabhupada's criticisms of what he often called demon crazy are well known to the devotees, and he outlined them in the interview. If people simply elect rascals like Nixon, they will never find a common cause. Any rascal can secure votes by some arrangement, and then he becomes the head of the government. The candidates are bribing, they are cheating, they are making propaganda to win votes. Somehow or other, they get votes and capture the prime post. This system is bad. Pushta Krishna Maharaj continued to read on. So Prabhupada is being asked a few questions. BTG, this is a question to Prabhupada. So, if we don't choose our leaders by popular election, how will the society be governed? Is this talking like right now? Because our leaders are all brought in by votes. And it's a very nice question. So, if we don't choose our leaders by popular election, how will the society be governed? Prabhupada's response: you require Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras. Just as when you want to construct a building, you require engineers, You don't want sweepers. Isn't that so? What will the sweeper do? No, there must be engineers. If you follow the division of an ashrama, only Kshatriyas are allowed to govern, and the legislative assembly, the senators, are qualified Brahmanas. Now, the butcher is in the legislative assembly. What does he know about making laws? He is a butcher. But by winning votes, he becomes a senator. At the present moment, by the principle of vox populi, a butcher goes to the legislature. So everything depends on training. In our Krishna consciousness society, we are actually doing that. But in the case of politics, they forget it. They cannot be just one class. That is foolishness. So here we see, in response to this question, Prabhupada is stressing how good government can only be carried out by Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. So in Bhagavad Gita we get some idea of the qualities of the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In chapter 18, text 42 and 43, text 42 gives the qualities of the Brahmanas: peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. And the Kshatriyas: heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. So Prabhupada, in this response about leadership, he specifically stresses the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas. When we look at the Brahmanas, peacefulness. So if the country is in turmoil, you have to approach someone who is peaceful. If that person is in turmoil himself, then there will be total chaos. And we've seen it all over the world. How important it is to have leaders who have these qualities. It's just like if the house is on fire, you'll need water to extinguish it. Yeah, it's like this peacefulness. You're approaching someone who has that water to extinguish the fire. The whole country is burning and you go to someone who's burning himself. There'll be disaster. Self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and most of all, religiousness. And these are the natural qualities by the Brahmanas, which Prabhupada says are the leaders. And the Brahmanas, they guide the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas who have these qualities: heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership. See, it's like a perfect situation, and we don't even have to experiment. If we just look into the history of the Vedic culture, we'll find this is how the society was governed. They didn't have a government like they have today. Naturally, these personalities, the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, they were simply by carrying out or exhibiting their natural qualities, there was a peaceful society. At one point, there was like no police, because everyone was peaceful and happy. There was no crime. But now we see it's like total opposite. and no one has any idea. I think around in the 70s, maybe in one city in America, Detroit or Chicago, there was a serious crime problem. And then the police chief went to see Srila Prabhupada. And it's recorded in the Science of Self-Realization, crime, why and what to do. And Prabhupada is saying people do crime because they have dirty hearts. There's dirt in their hearts. And he suggests that you give us the facility to chant the Hare Krishna mantra and to distribute prasad. And this will cleanse the heart. And often when we meet people and they say they have books, I tell, look at this book, look at the table of contents. Crime, why and what to do. Wow. They're amazed because they know crime is always a problem in any part of the world. Just about a week ago I met some young people from Hillcrest. South African people, white people. And so I suggested this book and I showed them this in the table of contents. Look at this, crime and what to do. Immediately the girl said, I'll take this book. See, because everyone can relate to crime. And you can see that the leaders are struggling to solve this problem of crime. It increases. Every morning we get up, we hear something happened. Maybe over breakfast this happened, that happened. And everywhere some crime is going on. And so why is that? Because there's dirt in our hearts. And the only way to solve the crime problem is to cleanse that dirt. And Prabhupada is requesting this police chief that you give us the facility to have this chanting of God's names and to distribute sanctified food. So these are the qualities required in leadership that Prabhupada is saying. The qualities of the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas. Prabhupada continues. In the article, Prabhupada went on to say that the purpose of the government is to know God and the implementation of God's laws for the benefit of the people. Ravindra Swarup had asked, but suppose the government is atheistic? And Srila Prabhupada has responded, then they cannot be good government. Americans say they trust in God, but without the science of God, that trust is simply fictitious. It's so true, because if you do not know who God is, and if you do not know someone, how can you trust them? And on the American dollar, they've got the "In God We Trust." So Prabhupada is saying it's simply fictitious. First, take the science of God very seriously. Then put your trust in Him. They do not know what God is, but we do. Prabhupada is saying, they do not know what God is, but we do. We actually trust in God, but they are manufacturing their own way of governing. And that is in their defect, They will never be successful. They are imperfect. And if they go on manufacturing their own ways and means, they will remain imperfect. There will always be revolutions, one after another. There will be no peace. Pushta stopped to show Prabhupada the caption box next to one of his photos. On this side it says, leaders of government have to consult God. Then they will truly be perfect. Then he read the last caption. This is a question to Prabhupada. Has God also devised the most perfect government? Srila Prabhupada's response to this question, has God devised the most perfect government? Prabhupada responds, oh yes, the Kshatriyas ruled the government in Vedic times. When there was a war, the king was the first to fight. Just like your George Washington, he fought when there was a war. But what kind of president is ruling now? When there is war, he sits securely and telephones orders. He is not fit to be president. When there is war, the president should come first forward and lead the battle. Another question from Pushta Krishna Swami. So good government means first of all to accept the Supreme Being as the real ruler of government. Srila Prabhupada responds, you cannot directly accept the Supreme Being. You must accept the servants of the Supreme Being. Again, this whole idea is going through the devotees. Again, Prabhupada is saying that here, you must accept the servants of the Supreme Being. The Brahmanas or Vaishnavas, devotees of the Lord, as your guide. The government men are the Kshatriyas, the second class. The Kshatriyas should take advice from the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas and make laws accordingly. The Vaishyas should carry out the Kshatriyas' orders in practice, and the Sudras should work under these three orders. Then society will be perfect. So here Prabhupada is saying how the Varnashrama system is the perfect system of government, and he's giving the whole idea. The Brahmanas and Vaishnavas should be the guides. And the government men are the Kshatriyas, the second class. The Kshatriyas should take advice from the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas and make laws accordingly. The Vaishyas should carry out the Kshatriyas' orders in practice, and Sudras should work under these three orders. Then society will be perfect. So we have to help Srila Prabhupada. Right now it might be very difficult, but Prabhupada has given the idea. So how we help Prabhupada is just by being in this Hare Krishna movement. And you'll always find someone will come along where you'll be able to share this with others, with that person. Even if you're sitting in your room and someone will come, and there's always some opportunity which we should take to help Srila Prabhupada to, as he says, training and education. Somehow try and awaken someone in some way and give them some kind of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada sat back in satisfaction at the conclusion of the article. It was a strong and direct statement on organization in human society, and it would be distributed to millions. He asked, "You like this?" We all agreed it was very good and right to the point. So Prabhupada was more pleased that there was 1 million copies of this BTG magazine that was printed in 1976, which we read. American Declaration of Independence, in God we trust. It would be distributed to millions. The other articles include an excellent essay Prabhupada saw in Hawaii entitled Simple Living and High Thinking by Dharma Adyaksha Das, which details the idea of Varnashrama society. One-page commentary by Jivana Das entitled Then and Now, The Right to Distribute the American Dream, which examines the original purpose of the first American settlers, their pursuit of a God-conscious way of life, and a ruling of the Supreme Court from 1943 affirming the right to sell religious tracts and literature. A one-page editorial under the section ISKCON News on the 10th anniversary of ISKCON, which occurs on July 6th. A pictorial essay entitled Krishna Consciousness, the Spirit of 76. Prabhupada liked this heading very much. And an article entitled Curing the Crimes of a Lifetime by Bibhavati Devidasi, some of which Puster Krishna also read out to Prabhupada for Prabhupada's pleasure. So Prabhupada was pleased especially with this one magazine in 1976. Million copies were printed. He liked the articles. He liked everything about it. Just after 6 p.m., Prabhupada retired to his bedroom for a short rest, but then he came out again at 7 to meet the devotees who had gathered for his darshan. June 26th, 1976. No morning walk again today. Srila Prabhupada's heart is giving him trouble, but he is still determined to go to the temple every day and give a short class. Before leaving for the temple, we talked for a few minutes in his room about the simplicity of farm life and the futility of endeavors for sense gratification. He said that Lord Krishna is already providing whatever facility is required for satisfaction of the senses. There is no need for extra effort, such as provided by science. And he used one of his favorite examples, the mosquito. Here is airplane, everything complete with a pilot. Create by your own scientific brain, rascal. You are so proud of your scientific advancement. I reminded him of what he had told me in Mayapur. He said that the mosquito's body is so perfect that although with one slap it is finished, still it has a syringe so that immediately upon landing on the skin it can penetrate and extract blood. Our great friends, the mosquitoes, Prabhupada is saying, and he say you can just slap a mosquito and it can end, but it's an airplane with the machine and pilot in one, and it has a syringe that as soon as it lands on your skin it can strike and extract blood. Immediately just see, and if you allow 1 second, he'll fill the whole body by sucking. He'll fill the whole body up by sucking. Just see, that is the nozzle. There is no intelligence. The mosquito has better intelligence than any human being about his business. Therefore Prahlad Maharaj said, Sukham indriyakam detya deha yogena dehinam. That particular body, he is destined to enjoy a certain amount of sense gratification according to his body. Sarvatra labhayate devat. God's arrangement is nice. He can get it. The mosquito is getting. He wanted to suck blood, so he has been given a teeny body. He can suck blood. Very little quantity. So arrangement is there. He'll satisfy his senses, devat, by arrangement of God. So while you are endeavoring, even it is there in the mosquito, even it is there in the tiger, or any animal or man, it is already arranged. Why you are wasting time simply for sense gratification? So it's a fact, we have to work hard to maintain our sense gratification. We are fortunate, sometimes we are chanting here in the morning, and we see that the traffic is backed up everywhere. Hard struggle for existence. And then Prabhupada is saying the animals have all their arrangements for sense gratification, and they don't work. Who is providing? It's Krishna is providing for the animals, and here Prabhupada is saying that it is already arranged. Why are you wasting time simply for sense gratification? Who will understand this philosophy? The fact is explained. That gentleman, Subramaniam, is very much appreciative. Those who are sane men, they are appreciating that there is a movement actually for the benefit. It is not sentimental, cheating, bluffing, economic development. Why forget your real business? Vyaya param, simply wasting valuable time of your life. If you want to suck blood, just become a mosquito. The car arrived to take him to the temple. As he rose from behind his desk, he laughed. Pray to God, give me the body of a mosquito. Quickly you will get. Stepping out of the house into the fresh morning air, he gave the solution for a better life. Hare Krishna. Simply expand this idea. Shri Go Raksha Vaniyam. Protect the cows. So it's so wonderful, this little episode with Prabhupada. But we see how practical Prabhupada is. He's just not giving philosophy, he's giving the full practical application as well. So, Hare Krishna. We'll stop there and take your comments. You can add on to the class. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.